So you woke up this morning and you stepped on the scale and you didn't like the number that you saw there. In fact, you haven't liked the number for a really long time. And what's worse, you feel terrible. Your blood pressure is up, your blood sugar's high. The doctors have given you some pretty disturbing news, either recently or maybe a while ago. You've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, you've got hypertension, you've got edema, swelling in your legs, you lose your breath going up a flight of stairs. You've got a lot of weight that you need to lose, over 100 pounds, and you feel hopeless. You've tried to lose weight in the past, you've tried a variety of different diets. Some have worked, some haven't, but you haven't been able to stick with any of them. And you feel desperate. You feel overwhelmed. You feel hopeless. If that's you, I get it, because that was me. That was me just 302 days ago. Today is the 301st day of 2025. And a year ago, I was living the reality that I just described. But in November and December of last year, I began to consider whether or not it might be possible to change something. And I began to explore options. I looked into weight loss drugs and actually had made the decision to ask my doctor to prescribe one for me. Mounjaro was the one that my doctor was going to prescribe, and in fact did prescribe. And I went to the pharmacy to pick up the prescription only to find out that there was a problem with the insurance and that they couldn't fill it without pre-approval. And so I was going to have to go through that process, get back with my doctor and contact the insurance company and do all of those things. But I thought, I can't wait until that's all worked out to start to try to feel better. I've got to do something. And so I thought, well, one of the things they say that you have to do when you're on a diet like that is, or when you're on a medication like that, is to eat a healthy diet. And so I thought, well, why don't I start that healthy diet now while I try to get this medication thing worked out? And so I did that. I started eating the healthiest diet I could think of, and that was a whole food plant-based diet. I had read the book How Not to Diet by Dr. Michael Greger, founder of nutritionfacts.org. You can check it out. It's free. It's online, the nutritionfacts.org stuff. And so that was the healthiest diet I could think of, and the most sustainable. And so I began eating a whole food plant-based diet. And within a couple of weeks, the weight had just started to fall off. I lost over 20 pounds the first month on that diet, and it was working so well and I was feeling so good, I made the decision to skip the medication altogether. I thought, why am I going to put myself on some drug that's relatively new and the side effects of which I'm certainly not familiar with? Why am I going to do that and go to all that expense when this is working? And here we are 301 days later, and I have not lost 100 pounds. My goal was to lose 100 pounds in 2025. And I still have, a couple months to go. But I only have 3 more pounds to lose in those couple of months. As I sit here today at the end of week 43 and the beginning of week 44, in what is my week 43 update, I can tell you that I am down 97 pounds. In 10 months and 2 days. October was tough. I'm not going to lie. October felt like a plateau. I had a variation in my weight of 10 pounds in the month of October between the highest and the lowest weights, but I lost on average just 4 pounds, which, averages out to about 1 pound a week. So all things considered, that's not bad. It felt terrible because I've been losing weight much more quickly for the first, 9 months of this program. But with 2 more months left in the year and only 3 more pounds to lose, I feel very confident that I'm going to hit my goal of losing 100 pounds in 2025. And I just wanted to take a moment this morning to encourage you, the person that felt like I was describing them at the beginning of this video, the person who has, triple digits worth of weight to lose, the person who is suffering from the medical consequences of carrying that much weight for that much time, the person who has hypertension, the person who has type 2 diabetes, the person who is suffering from fatty liver disease, the person who may be on the brink of stage 1 heart failure. All of those were me at the beginning of this year. But over the course of this year, by eating a whole food plant-based diet, or at least a mostly whole food plant-based diet, I have been able to not only drop 97 pounds, but I've also been able to lower my A1C from 6.7, diabetic, to 5.2, not even pre-diabetic. I've been able in that time to stop taking metformin and to stop taking glipizide and to not have to take blood sugar controlling medication any longer. Now, am I saying that that's what will happen to you if you go on a plant-based diet? No, I'm not claiming that. I make no medical claims. This guy is not an expert, okay? I'm not an expert. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm none of those things. I'm just a guy in his mid-50s who woke up one morning and said, enough is enough, and decided it was time to make a change. This is what I've done. What are you going to do? Listen, I believe that you are capable of change. Do you believe that you are capable of change? If you believe you are capable of change, you're right. You're right. You can change your life. But you've got to be willing to pay the price. And that price isn't in coaching fees or adopting my program or letting me coach you. It's none of that. The price is being intentional, making sacrifices, committing yourself to a long-term process that isn't going to happen overnight, doing the work to learn the things that you need to learn in order to make the changes that you need to make. If you're willing to pay the price, you can change. I hope that you will. And if you'd like to have an example of what that looks like, feel free to start at the beginning. My channel's less than a year old. The first videos were posted back in December of 2024 as I prepared to launch in 2025. Feel free to go back and watch my videos and to see the process that I went through. In the next few weeks, as we wrap up 2025, I'm going to be doing a series of videos in which I share with you some of the things that I did, some of the books that I read, some of the foods that I ate, what my staples were as I made this transition to a plant-based diet and as I began to lose weight in significant ways. I hope that that is of interest to you, and if it is, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to share my experiences with you. And I would love for you to share your experiences with me. I'm interested in your journey. I want to know where you're starting. I want to know what your goals are. I want to know how I can encourage you along the way through the various videos that I post and comments that I'm able to share with you. I do my very best to read every comment and to reply to it in a timely manner. So if you have a question about my experience, or if you want a suggestion as you face yours, maybe I can point you in the right direction and tell you where to look for the answers that you need. I truly believe that change is possible because I've changed. I'm not the same person that I was a year ago. In fact, I'd say I'm only about 2/3 of that person. Yeah, the jokes will keep coming. And I'm not going to claim that they're good ones, but change is no joke. And how good I feel is no joke. And This journey has been no joke. I hope that you'll stick around. I look forward to talking with you again soon. Have a blessed day.